Hello my friends, welcome back to A Calm Touch of Fantasy. My name is Paul. I'm reviewing The Red Knight by Miles Cameron today. The Red Knight is my first 5-star read in 2016, and I recommend a buy on this book if you are an epic fantasy reader that still enjoys a more medieval fantasy setting. The Red Knight is the first book in the epic fantasy series, The Traitor's Son Cycle by Miles Cameron. Cameron is a historical fiction writer, breaking his way into fantasy with a very historical approach with The Red Knight. This book has multiple point of views, and the author changes point of views often, using subject headings to help you. The book mainly focuses on a mercenary group that is hired by a fortress nunnery to clean out their land of savage creatures. The mercenary group is led by the Red Knight, a mysterious young man that seems to have some type of power. When his mercenary group finds out that it isn't just a few creatures but an entire army, and that army is on their way to attack the fortress, they must defend the fortress until help arrives. If you are thinking about buying or reading this book, expect the following. Number one, this book is written in multiple point of views, probably more than 20, that changes often. Each time a point of view changes, there is a subheading telling you what character it is and where that character is at to help the reader adjust. Each chapter is pretty much an entire detailed day in this world, and that creates long chapters. Number two, this is a very focused book that tries to narrate the story scene by scene in almost real time by using this often point of view switching. Number three, the reader gets point of views from evil characters that make you see the other side of the conflict. Number four, Miles Cameron focuses on proper medieval fighting techniques and equipment, which creates amazing battle scenes that are more historically accurate. Cameron also focuses on what war does to the average person through more mundane points of view. Number five, this book is very much the siege of the Sincrack, this nunnery fortress, very reminiscent of history books that go into great detail about one specific battle. The other points of view from other parts of the kingdom all end up meeting at this siege. Number six, our world, religions, philosophies, and ideals are interwoven into this book. The magic system is encompassed into this world through these religions and worldviews. There are quite a few discussions about God in this book. Number seven, there are no info dumps in this book, and you learn about this world as you follow the points of view. This can be very overwhelming at first, but it does pay off. I loved this book because of how Miles Cameron wrote it. The real-time narration with the frequent point of view switching really enamored me. I felt that this allowed me to visualize the movement of all the characters and factions in this world easier. It reminded me a lot of an interactive battle map that you would see at a state park, but only this map was all in my head. This narration style just really worked for me, and that is why I rated this so highly. Miles Cameron really shows off his historical knowledge in this book with combat and equipment usage. This is the first time I've read a more accurate depiction of sword fighting, and it was fantastic. It was gritty, it was brutal, and I loved it. Them wearing full armor was fantastic as well. I thought adding more mundane characters and discussing financial issues and supply line issues during a time of war to be very interesting. There are a few pacing issues here and there in this book because of all the point of views you follow and the long chapters, but it is worth it. The women are seen as less than men, and the mercenaries don't necessarily treat them all that great. So if that is something that may bother you, you might want to skip this, but there are some good female characters in this book too. For me though, this story captivated me, the characters intrigued me, and the writing style really impressed me. I definitely will be reading this entire series. I gave this book a 5 out of 5. For plot, I give it a 5. For characters, I give it a 4. For setting, world building, I give it a 4. For writing style, I give it a 5. And then heart and mind aspect, I only gave it a 3. It was good, but it wasn't amazing. So yeah, I really like this book, The Red Knight by Miles Cameron. This was published by Orbit back in 2012, and I think it's worth checking out. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have read this book, let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you.